KP Heathen. Greetings, my friend from Louisiana. Thank you for coming on to my live stream. Hopefully you're having a good week. I believe this is what you'd refer to as hump day. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom. Thank you for coming on, Susanna. Appreciate it. Osang, welcome, Osang. Thank you for coming in, Osang. And pre-retirement days, welcome. Four likes, thank you. Appreciate it. How are you doing? Pre-retirement days. The countdown continues. And my friend buying space, Myrna. Sorry, Myrna. Caught myself. I hope you like the box I sent you. If you want to know what this goes with, I just uploaded a short a little while ago having some DQ tacos with a soda. I know, it's Myra. I corrected myself. My apologies. Myrna. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting old. My mind isn't what it used to be, and I forget a lot. I have people come up to me that know me or that knew me that I don't remember. I try to think about, you know, who was on my campus 10 years ago or who was on my campus 20 years ago or what student. I mean, people come to me, I was your student, whatever. And been a long time since I've been a teacher. It's been a long time since I've been a teacher. Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda Elliott. Thank you. 5 in the house. 8. 6 in the house. 8 likes. Little Lone Prepper, how are you doing? I have no idea. No idea. Uncle Alan Sato, does not have the best health in the world. Welcome to Jerusalem Street. Welcome. He's got maybe a year on me. I think he graduated. I was a class of 80. He's a class of 79. He's got about a year on me. He's always warning me that I'm going to get in trouble with stuff I say. Um, he talks about subjects a lot more risque than I do. He's always telling me that I need to be careful because I'm going to get banned or I'm going to get arrested or some such, get prosecuted because I talk about things that he thinks that the thought police are going to get me. Well, it's hump day, Wednesday. I'm ready for Friday already. I'm tired. Tomorrow we'll be having benchmark testing for language arts. I'll have my I'll have my 4 kids in class and I'll be testing them. Oh. So I have been trying to put out a couple of 2 or 3, at least 2. I've been trying to put out a couple of shorts every day. When I have time, I try to do a video. Um, oh, I don't know. We've known each other distantly. We're I guess you'd call YouTube friends. I used to watch everything that he did. He watched what I do, and he puts out a lot more than I put out. So it's like I watch a lot more of his than he watches of mine. But he would watch everything that I would do, and then he would advise me. He would tell me, his opinions on how to do this, how to do that, which I would try to uh, take most of it and run with it. And he's a very bright man. He's old school. He served. Um, he's very old school and conservative. He values the type of things that I value. He can tell you stories. He doesn't talk too much about the past. Sometimes, he does videos. He doesn't live stream, but he does a lot of videos, and he does way more shorts than I do. He tells me you need to put out 6 shorts a day. You need to put out 2 videos a week, and he's saying pick 3 days to do your live streams and just do 3 live streams. Pick 3 days, and I'm thinking, well, I don't always like. This is a day I plan on doing a live stream. I don't always do it. I usually don't do live streams on Wednesdays. Here lately, I haven't been doing live streams on Wednesdays because it's a late day. Here it is Wednesday. I'm doing a live stream. I didn't do a live stream yesterday. I normally would do a live stream like on a Tuesday. Wednesday's my late days for meeting, and usually have staff meetings after school. If the thought police ever get to my body, yeah. So right now, um, at school, in my language class with my 7th graders, we're doing a Ray Bradbury short story. And Ray Bradbury, who's one of the grandmasters of science fiction, old school science fiction, He lived to be 92 years old. He was born in 1920, and he died in 2012. And he was one of the grandmasters of science fiction. If you've heard of Fahrenheit 451, and Fahrenheit 451 is the temperature at which paper will burn. Um, it's one of the great science fiction novels of all time, masterpiece. And it's basically about the thought police. And in a different time, which would be in the future probably, the concept of fireman was the person who basically set fires. They basically, like book burning, and the thought police, Fahrenheit 451. Might want to read that one. Who else? Anybody else come in when I'm talking? Alacaneda, welcome, Alacaneda. Mom of four boys, welcome. I'm not watching my screen the way I should. I just start talking, and I don't have a co-pilot right now. Alacaneda, thank you for coming in, young lady. If you are not connected to Alacaneda, I encourage you to connect. Well, a lot of the science fiction was written after World War II. Well, 1930s, they had discovered rockets, and you had these science clubs, and they were building these amateur rockets. And then you had the Germans in World War II. And after the war, the Americans got a lot of the German scientists. Vernon von Braun and his crew. A lot of them went to the West. The Russians got some, but the top scientists, rocket scientists, and the V2s and all that, the U.S. got most of that stuff, and they supported. They gave them sanctuary. They brought them over, and they supported them. So, like when you think about the Saturn V and the launch to the moon and all that, that was Vernon von Braun and his crew. That was the Germans that had been basically working for the Nazis back during World War II. Well, at that time, we had never had a probe go to Mars. And a lot of this science fiction stuff being written projected the idea, well, Mars was just like the Earth. It was like an old planet. It was populated. It had a species that was older than us, sort of semi died out. There's still some of them, the big cities, the old cities and all that. That it was livable, that had breathable air, like the Martian Chronicles, and a lot of stuff written about that. But a lot of the great science fiction, like Robert Heinlein, Ray Bradbury, um, even some of the television shows like Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica, which they wound up novelizing back around 1980, the 1960s, the movies that came out from it. Our technology and our space technology and our knowledge of the solar system um, at that time they didn't know whether uh, they didn't know what the surface of Mars looked like. Really, they thought there were rivers on Mars. They thought, and and the people with imaginations wrote some serious, hardcore science fiction. You know, some serious hardcore. David Brin. I mean, a lot of his um, stuff makes me reminisce about when I was younger. I used to read tons of. I've got lots of first edition, hardcover, um, fictional stuff. Stephen King. Back in the day. Did you know Stephen King used to be an English teacher? He was a high school English teacher. Six in the house living likes. Oh. My jacket's trying to come off my chair. Don't do that. Okay. Well, I'm always being told stick to the script. So let's talk a little bit about preparedness. Basic questions. You have bottled water. How much bottled water do you have? Do you know how to get started? Buy a few gallon jugs. After you drink the water, I only drink bottled water. I don't drink tap water. Quickest way to get kidney stones. So, um, buy gallons of bottled water, gallon jugs that you can refill. Every week, buy a couple of gallons. They're not that expensive. And find a place to store them. Drink bottled water and then refill them. You can get them refilled for about a quarter a gallon. Have quarters. And go to one of these places where they treat the water. You can get treated water, purified water. Um, Food. Start buying a little extra. Canned goods. Uh, Ramen. Instant oatmeal. Crackers. Lay some back. In an emergency, they'll come in handy. They'll keep you going. Seven in the house, 12 likes. Um, the idea of having a means to heat, boil water, having a portable stove, mini stove. Power goes out, no electricity. Maybe you don't have gas. Gas might not go out, gas might go out. I have all electric. Where I live, it's all electric. No power. How are you going to heat your food? How are you going to boil water? Do you have a means to boil water? Well, you can get an Espen stove. You can get a Cochran stove. Something that'll burn tabs. You can get a little stove that'll burn wood. You want to use it outside. The tabs you basically want to use outside. You can get sterno or canned heat with a little stove that you can use that inside or you can use it outside. The ability to boil water. You can get the ones that will run on the little propane canisters, little mini fuel canisters, and you can boil water in 3 or 4 minutes. You using tabs or you're using sterno, it'll take you 12-15 minutes to boil water, depending on how much you want to boil. But you want to make hot coffee or a hot tea, or you want to heat a soup, or you want to boil water so that you can reconstitute freeze dried food, you need a means to do that. If anybody has a topic they'd like to put forward, I would be happy to entertain it. We are 22 minutes into the live stream. About. I had some DQ tacos for supper. I was on the other side of town. It's funny. Don't have Dairy Queen on my side of town. There's 3 of them the other side of town. Really don't have any decent Mexican restaurants on my side of town. Taquerias. Got to go midtown or south side of town to get to taquerias. I suffer. I love tacos. Oh, you want to talk about BRICS versus World Bank? Want to talk about water bath versus pressure canning? Oh, Lord. Well, let me say something about the BRICS. First of all, the U.S. currency is the world currency, of record to trade. Everything basically revolves around the U.S. dollar. A lot of countries, that's what they trade in, the dollar. It's the world currency. Now, the idea of the BRICS is Russia, China, India, Iran, and a few others, North Korea, the ones that we consider to be the bad guys. India, not so much, but India had an affiliation with Russia because Russia sort of, you know, opposed to the U.S., and we're the big dogs on the block. So India now is trending more towards us because of China. So they want to ally with us, but they've still been part of BRICS. BRICS is sort of falling apart. They're trying to they use an alternate currency, something that that they're promoting. They're trying to get away from the U.S. currency, from the banking system that supports it. They're trying to an alternate. They're trying to be opposed to our Western order. That's basically BRICS versus the U.S. And it's not going anywhere as long as we're not bankrupt and as long as we don't default on everything. The U.S. currency is going to be the world currency pretty much. Also, a lot of the ones that are considered the BRICS, we are sanctioning and we're trying to discourage people from doing business with them. The EU. they're pulling away from Russia. The relationship, trying to, we're trying to isolate China as the bad guy. The Russians and the Chinese are the bad guys with the North Koreans and the Iranians. Um, that's that topic. Now, as far as the pressure canning, yeah, petrodollars. Um, yeah, that's true. They're trying to please everyone. Now, as far as canning is concerned, um, if you want to learn about canning, I would encourage you to get a book on canning. You can get um, you can get material on canning. There are a lot of good videos circulating on canning. Canning is something that's sort of old school. It's been around for a long time. The idea of being able to um, have, whether you're talking about fruit or vegetables or, uh, I mean, even, meat, being able to can. And something that you can store for a couple of years, shelf life on stuff. Um, Normally when you're doing that, and you're it's not that expensive as far as what you would need to be able to do it. Um, you basically, I would say, find a person that does it, like through your church or through your friends and such. Find out who does it and ask to uh, basically get together with them when they're going to do some canning, and then observe and ask questions, take notes on how to do it. Watch some videos on it. YouTube has got lots of videos. And basically keep your eyes and ears open when you're doing it. Canning is like a science, knowing what to do. You don't want to have any issues with it, so make sure that whatever the procedures are, I don't can. My mother canned. My wife doesn't do canning. I'm basically just trying to tell you, as a layperson, what I would do or what I would recommend if I was wanting to get into canning. I'm surprised that the wife hasn't done that, um, but she hasn't, and that's basically where I'm at. That's one of those topics that I'd be lying to you if I told you, if I try to BS my way through it. I'm not doing that. I'm basically telling you what my thoughts are and what I would do if I want to get into it. And you'll have to spend a little bit of money. You spend a little bit of money on it. Mike Crusher reviews. Hello, Mike. My live stream got a warning. Well, I tell you what, John, I am into preparedness. I talk about topics that YouTube doesn't like. Nothing profane, nothing obscene, but they don't like my conservative leanings. Let me look at your channel, John. Oh, John C. Holmes. John Holmes. He was a porn star, wasn't he? Yeah, it may be. Bus Stop sent you. I haven't seen Bus Stop in a coon's age. Let me let me see about getting you a. How is Bus Stop? Let me see about getting you a standard moderator. All right, John, you are a standard moderator. Have you heard Bruno's in the hospital? Okay. Sorry to hear about that. No, he's been out of action for, good Lord, over a year. Has pneumonia. Well, God bless him. He hasn't put anything up in a while. I may try to, if he's got the same number, I may try to text him or call him. Bourbon infused coffee. Zombie killer. Vampire death. Smoke and heat. Habanero. Bourbon infused coffee, whole bean, with other natural flavors. Hey, cool, KP. Thank you. Sounds good. I'm multitasking. I'm looking at text messages while I'm doing this here. Yeah, I do like hot sauce. I tell you. Smoking chipotle hot sauce. Diablo hot sauce. Yeah, I've been getting all sorts of stuff. Product of China. Good Lord. Store in a cool, dry place. Not labeled for individual retail sale. Communist hot sauce. First time I noticed that. Somebody sent me those. They say they're pretty good. Don't use too much at once. I haven't opened them yet. I was putting where are you? Dang it! I was using some of my Cholula green pepper sauce on my tacos this evening. Belinda. Belinda's Country Living. How's it going, Belinda? Oh. Hey, take care. Bye in space. See you later, Myra. 9 in the house, 14 likes. We are 37 minutes into the live stream. Trying to put up an hour. I tell you, you talk about bus stop, and a lot of people here may remember him, and a lot of people may not, because I do have some new followers of my channel. He was up in the Midwest, and he's what you'd call. He used to refer to himself as houseless, not homeless, houseless. He'd say he was houseless. Moves around a lot, and he would put up a lot of short videos, not shorts, but videos that were short. He liked the perspective of a video as opposed to the shorts, which are sort of like what you basically see when I'm doing my iPad. I'm not doing the horizontal, I'm doing the vertical. And he would put up a lot of these shorter videos. He'd send them to me. He said, "Can you leave me a like and a comment?" And I'd do the first comment. A lot of Uncle Al's, well, just a lot of people in general. People don't leave comments. They might leave likes, but they don't leave comments. And a lot of times I'm in just going scrolling through and people in my feed that I know, and I'll put like number such and such and do a thumb. Sometimes I leave a more lengthy comment, but a lot of times I just put like number, whatever like number I am, and a thumbs up emoji. And rainy and cold, I understand. Raining hard, I understand. So the last few 10 in the house, 15 likes. The last few times that I saw anything from Bus Stop, he had a little girl that was appearing in some of his, I guess he was hanging out with her. And cute little girl that was hanging out with him. And he would do videos where he did not eat like 3 meals a day, but when he ate, he would eat. And he'd have like 2 or 3 meals. He'd go into a place and he'd have a selection of food, maybe in the evening or later afternoons. And when he'd do a video of food and such, you'd have this meal and you'd have this meal and you might have a third meal. They're all right there together. And very nice young man, very respectful very intelligent young man. And he'd tell me stories about his growing up, and he'd spent time, I guess, in Germany when he was younger, His mother, I believe, was an educator. You talk about his mom as an educator, and you talk a little bit about his history, his past. Um, yeah, he had a falling out with some of the, I guess what you'd call some of the ration community. He had a falling out with a few of them. Uh, really nice young man. God bless him. I pray for him, and hopefully he'll get back up and running, and he'll get his channel back up and running. He's got over 1,000 subscribers. He picked up a lot. He'd come into my streams, and I was growing really big at that time. I was really growing at that time, and there'd be new people coming in. He'd be picking up new subscribers that would come into my streams. Um, yeah, if you go to his channel, he's got a picture of the guy. He was a legendary porn star back in the 60s and 70s, I believe. Died of AIDS back when AIDS was the AIDS was relatively new. They didn't have any treatments for it. People would get it and they'd die relatively fast. He died of AIDS. Very tragic. You made a channel to comment on videos. Well, that's cool. 11 in the house, 16 likes. 43 minutes into the stream. I went for a long time without monetizing. I could have monetized a year ago, and I didn't do it. I went for a long time without monetizing. Then finally, a few months back, I broke down and did it. I had put so much effort into growing the channel and getting to the point and having the 4,000 watch hours and having the 1,000 plus. I was at 1,500 subscribers a year ago. What am I at right now? We're at a little over 1,800. In a period of about a year, because I wasn't doing near as much with my channel, I picked up 300 subscribers in a period of about a year. I was at over 1,500 subscribers in early January of last year. I was already at over 1,500 subscribers. Uh, no, YouTube doesn't control me. I let it comes and goes. There was a big. I don't know if everybody. I don't do TikTok. I don't do TikTok. And TikTok is owned by a Chinese company. And if you are owned by a Chinese company, you are under the thumb of the CCP. And that's like, okay, so TikTok is banned in India. TikTok is not in India. India is the most populous country in the world. something like 1.7, 1.8 billion people. You can't find TikTok is not in India. Um, the Congress passed legislation, bipartisan, um, giving TikTok until January, which is already passed, to have sold to a non-Chinese owned company, or it would be locked out of the United States. I think that's January the 19th. And Trump came in, he says, we're going to work something out with TikTok. There have been offers to buy it. And he wanted to give them like a 90 days, he wanted to give them a 90-day or a 3 months extension. And so TikTok is back in the United States. It was shut down for a day or so, and it's up and running. And then, everybody was in a panic over TikTok because there's so many users. It's like 180 million Americans that use TikTok or that have TikTok channels, I'm told. And but they're trying to get them to sell it. I know his mother has money. Choices, choice. It's the way he chooses to live. Life's about choices. So, you have the issue with TikTok. And right now, the new administration really going after the woke left, going after the left media, the news media, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC. There's a lot of lawsuits being filed against The View, owned by ABC, which is owned by Disney. There's a lot of big money lawsuits being filed for defamation. Um, Talk about the turning of the tide. We're seeing the turning of the tide. The election that just passed, the majority voted for a right turn. They were crying in 2016 about, well, Hillary Clinton won by 3, 4 million votes, but Trump won the Electoral College. They were crying about the Electoral College. Well, in 24, Trump won by 2.5 million votes. First time a Republican's won by the majority of the votes in a while. I think he got 312 electoral votes. Needed 270. So, um, Yep. Belinda, you go, lady, you go. I'm sitting at 1830. Now, mind you, yes, that's true. It all comes down to, do you have the viewership? Getting views, getting likes, watch time. That's what it's about. For the um, ads, people running people running the ads that they put on your our channel. That's how you're getting the money. Oh, super chats. I haven't gotten one super chat. I haven't asked for one super chat. I don't ask for people to donate money to me. Um, I don't have memberships. I don't feel like I don't put out the material to have memberships. I don't put out special material. I don't feel like what if I give you advice to buy something, that stuff. If I give you advice to buy something, it's something that I own. It's something that I use. It's something that I bought. It wasn't given to me. I paid for it. So when I show you uh, a portable um, refrigerator, freezer, compressor driven, I I bought and I own them. I use them. If I talk about solar power, if I talk about uh, you know lithium ion batteries, the ones I buy, the ones I own. If I talk about appliances, the stuff I own. I talk about freeze dried food. I own it. I own a lot of it. Talk about MREs. I own them. I own a lot of them. You know, when I start talking about different things and inexpensive things that you should buy, that's from my heart, stuff that I buy and I give away. You know, to people that follow me. You follow me long enough, you'll get something from me probably. Uh, and I'm not consistent because a lot of times I don't have time. I don't feel like it. I don't. It comes and goes. Um, I tell you, I'm gonna send you something other. It might be a month before I do it. Just it, it. That's how it is. Um, I don't have a schedule in that regard. I keep my schedule is basically my work. I will tell you, um, looking at my Social Security report, I need um, 8 more quarters to qualify for Social Security. Well, why don't you? You're your age and you don't qualify for. Well, I paid 30 years into teacher retirement. I paid 30 years into teacher retirement, and I basically paid 8 years into Social Security. A few years before I started teaching, and then after I retired from teaching, and I started getting my TRS teacher retirement check. 56 years old. Been getting a retirement check since I was 56. Nice retirement check. A lot better than what you'd get from Social Security. And but I need 8 more quarters, 2 years. Got to work 2 more years, and I will qualify for. I'll be qualify for Social Security, and I have to be 65 for qualify for Medicare. And I paid in for Medicare all my life because it went with TRS in Texas. You pay for Medicare. You don't pay for Social Security. You pay for teacher retirement. You pay into the teacher retirement system. So, you know, I'll work a few more years. Um, if you want full retirement, 67. Used to be 65. Used to be 62 was early retirement. 65 was full retirement. Now it's 67, based on, you know. So I could theoretically work 4 more years if I want to work till I'm 67. I'll be 63 in April. You know. So right now, this spring, I'm getting 2 quarters in. So then I'll need 6 quarters. So theoretically, I could work next year, all year, and then I get 4 quarters, and then I work half a year the following year, and I get 2 more quarters. So I could theoretically work 2 school years, but it'd be 2.5 years. Work the full years, you know. But, you know, that's where I'm at. Devil Dog Prepper. I'm glad you got new brakes on. Hey, thank you. Welcome to Jerusalem Street. Thank you for your ministry. Cute young couple. God bless you. I think they're in Tennessee. Devil Dog, you are up. Next one up for a package from me. I hadn't. I've got all the stuff. I just need to do it. Maybe I can get it done this weekend. And then buying space. Myra got hers. So, and I will do a video. I will do a video showing what I'm sending, which is pretty much what I usually send. Hey, Utah Mike, you are not late. You are just arriving. You're making a fashionable entry. Uh, 8 in the house, 18 likes. We are coming up on 1 hour. It's my way of giving back. I don't think I'm awesome. I just think I'm giving back. I can afford it. And I'm just giving back and showing appreciation for those who give me watch time and who come onto my live stream and spend time and participate. And I, if I had more time, I would give you more time. As it is, it's like trying to find time to do an hour. And it doesn't take me long to put up a short because basically I get ready to eat. Somebody brings me food or I have food or whatever. And it takes me a minute to shoot what I shoot to put up, and then it takes me a couple of minutes to actually load it up and put music to it, and it's off and running. And I try to do a couple of those a day to get my, to get my views, my view count. And right now my view count's down, and then a lot of it comes down to, well, what's the algorithm doing to push my stuff out? Why is it that this one got 20 some odd views, which is, to me, it's a nice video with nice music related to it, and the other one gets 400 and something? I don't know. But it is what it is. Yeah, and it does take a lot longer to do a video, and if you're editing, it takes a while. And I'm not doing anything fancy right now with my videos. I've been threatening to put out another Coffee Talk News, or one of those 4-minute to 5-minute little my take on what's going on in the news. I hadn't done it. I did put out a video this last week, which was the box that I did put out a video on some mail calls that I got from Amazon. I had like 3 packages from Amazon, stuff I'd ordered, and I did a video of that, and it took me probably 30 minutes to put that together. It was about 7 minutes long. I normally, I don't do what they recommend. I don't put one out, consistently, like 2 videos a week and 6 shorts a day. And no, I don't do that. So anyway, tomorrow's Thursday. I look forward to the weekend. I appreciate everybody who's here. And I want you to know that I appreciate you and I support you. I pray for those who pray for me and support me. And I'm glad you're working on your watch hours. Got to get 4,000. When you get 3,500 subscribers, you can get partially monetized. You need the 4,000 and the 1,000 to get fully monetized. So everybody, thank you for coming. Remember, treat people who want to be treated. Get up in the morning, say the Lord's Prayer, thank God for the day. You don't know how many days you have. Take your medication, drink your coffee, and treat people who want to be treated. Everybody, please have a blessed day, and hopefully we'll have another coffee talk pretty soon. Bye-bye. Thank you.